Hi everyone. Good morning and good afternoon. So I'll start the session with a bit of my introduction. I'm a senior GenAI specialist working in PwC UK. I started my career from India, definitely. I started as a software engineer. I made a career transition from software engineering to data science in the year 2018 mid. And since then, I have been working with multiple companies, mainly focusing on data science, full stack data science development work. Initially, my focus was, as you know, the trend. Initially, my focus was mostly on machine learning. Eventually, it moved to deep learning when deep learning became very, very popular, especially in NLP and image processing. And after that, after coming here in UK, I started working on a Gen AI based project for different clients. So right now, I mainly focus on Gen AI based project, different LLM I use to solve different clients' problem, multiple banking clients I deal with. So that is in a nutshell what my career journey looks like. I have almost 7 years of experience now in a data science and AI field, and I have done my master's from UK in data science and AI from University of Southampton. And then I joined PwC here in UK. So that's a bit of my journey. And I hope today's session becomes fruitful and useful to all of you. Let me share my screen now. And if you have any question before that, please let me know, or else I'll start sharing my screen and we'll start with the slides.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can type in chat window, okay?
Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, so today we are going to talk about how to get data science and AI jobs in abroad. And I'll first start with why to choose data science and AI career in abroad. But before I start with that, let me quickly talk about why even to choose data science as a career, right? Because there are so many other career opportunities there. Why to specifically choose data science? Because as you all know, data science became very, very popular in last 5 to 7 years, right? And there is a huge, I mean, if you do the market survey, take any country, if you compare the salary between a data scientist versus a software engineer, I'm guessing the software engineer is one of the elite job roles that are available there. So if you compare the salaries, data scientist gets more salary than software engineers. Now, why I made a career transition from software engineering to data science, that is a very personal there is a very personal reason from my side. So when I was developing let's say apps or doing backend development and etc., I was not really seeing the impact of my work in the business directly. So I know I'm writing a bunch of code, it's doing a lot of things, but then what is it doing? But when I mm, learned about data science, that time data science was very new in the market, and when I learned about that, I started learning more about it. I got an opportunity in my existing company. I saw that how working in this domain uh, made me realize that my work and the way it is impacting the business, I could see how my analysis, how my forecasting, how my different types of algorithms that I'm building, how it is impacting the business, and how the stakeholders, the management, business management, they are taking decisions on the basis of the analysis that I have done. right? So that was a very moving part for me, because I saw the impact directly. And that is one of the reasons, apart from high end salary, obviously, I chose data science as my career opportunity. So high in demands, better salary package and opportunities, and you go globally, you'll find the opportunities for data scientists, uh, be it in UK, be it in USA, Australia, Canada. There are lots of plethora of opportunities in the data science, data engineering field. Do let me know if you have any question. Okay. Now, when you are planning to move to data science domain, or maybe you are halfway through, you need to know the specific skills that are needed to become a data scientist, right? Uh, I'm not saying that these are the only skills that you should know, or I'm not saying that if you look at any job description and there are so many skills, you need to know each and everything. That is really not needed. For example, let me start with programming language. So in data science project, you can code in Python, in R. Mostly people prefer Python R. I'm not saying you cannot do in Java, you can, but predominantly we use Python or R. Now, do you need to learn both the languages at the same time if you are new? I would say no. You can just stick to one language. For me, I think Python has a very huge global acceptance, very easy to learn. So I think Python is the language that you should focus on. Apart from Python, why I would focus a little bit more on SQL, because SQL is, although it is a programming language, but it comes under query language. So even if you know Python, let's say you want to interact with customer database, or let's say product database, so you need to know a query language which will help you to fetch the data for you, right? So that is why SQL knowledge is needed. Now, in data visualization, again, there are two tools, Tableau, Power BI. Do you need to learn more? If you can, good. If you can't, both are almost the same. Just pick one. As per, like in UK, there the demand of Power BI is more, because people are more inclined to Microsoft product. That is why. So if you are targeting UK market, I would say, instead of Tableau, focus on Power BI. But if you are, let's say you are targeting US market, then I would say go for Tableau rather than Power BI. But at the end of the day, even if you are targeting UK and you know Tableau very well, and the company wants you to work on Power BI, that will be a piece of cake for you, because it's the difference is merely the interface. That's it. That's all. So if you know one data visualization tool, that is more than enough. Just know it thoroughly. That's it. Now, in machine learning, you have TensorFlow, scikit-learn. You have lots of Hugging Face transfer learning models. Nowadays, there are LLM-based technologies, which I haven't included here because that is very, very new. So I'm not saying that it should be mandatory right now, but yes, it is a good to have skill. I mean, it will give you a very good edge if you know that those skills. So those we can talk about later, but the basic skills I'm covering here. So these are the basic machine learning skills that you should know. Apart from that, cloud platform. Now, do you need to learn all the platform? I don't think that is necessary. You just pick one that you are comfortable with. Google cloud platform is very user friendly, very easy for beginners to start with. So, because why I'm saying that you need to know a little bit of cloud, have a little bit of cloud understanding, because initially when I started my journey in 2018ish or so, that time people were mostly focusing on only on machine learning knowledge. Now eventually the thing has become full stack data scientist. So who knows how to build a machine learning model, who knows how to improve the performance of a machine learning model. That means you know how to do hyperparameter tuning, how to tweak the machine learning model properly. That is the basic skill that you should have. And apart from that, once you're done with that, that used to be a data scientist job back then. But now, because the time has evolved, so what happened basically, so once you have built the model, you have done the hyperparameter tuning, you're happy with the model. Now you need to do understand a little bit about deployment. Maybe you don't have to deal with the scalabilities, engineers will be there for you, but you need to learn how to deploy your model, right? Maybe in your local host, maybe a basics version of it in cloud. You're not We are not expecting you to make a scalable solution, manage the traffic and etc. For that, engineers are there. But you need to have a holistic idea of how to build a model, how to deploy a model. And that is why having the understanding of cloud platform is quite important. And then in big data there are Hadoop, Spark, and you can, in order to cover this up, you can even learn one platform called Databricks, which internally uses Spark, PySpark, Spark SQL, and it's again a cloud based platform. So all in one platform. So that is really good. Now these are about hard skills, right? Because we are targeting a broad market, you need to understand that you need to work on your soft skills as well. So let me give you one small example. So in India, when I sat for interviews were more like very technical centric. Like first round is technical, second round is technical, third round is technical, final round is HR or managerial, where you definitely know that you have got the job, right? So that is the final round. Here in UK or in US or in Germany, the process is little bit different. They start with the soft skills. They start with a filtering round with the hiring manager, director kind of people, who talks to you and who understands whether you will be a good fit for the company or not. Like they look at your problem solving skill, not in terms of technical knowledge, but in terms of your mindset. I mean, how do you react when there is a problem, right? How do you brainstorm on that, and how do you start solving it, right? How do you manage your team? Whether you can initiate a conversation or not. And the most important soft skill in abroad is when you are talking about certain things. If it is non-technical, you need to maintain a star method. So a star method is basically you are narrating the the story first, then what was the task, what was your action, right? And what was the resolution that you gave. So that is the star method. So here people, when they talk to directors, senior managers for the first round, they prefer the candidate should answer a question in a very not in a scattered way, in a very manageable, in a very concise way, in following star method. So that is very important. So working on your soft skill is very, very important. Any questions so far, Abhishek? I can
Yeah,
also.
Afrin, I assigned you like three questions, like you can check. Three questions like I got. So I assigned you.
Can you read it out for? Give me 1 second.
I think like you can check like in Q&A session.
Yeah, yeah. Can you describe machine learning in hard skill again?
Right.
Okay. And do data science and AI require mostly same skill? Okay. Okay. I'm not going to the PPT again. Let me just take the questions up from here. So, can you describe machine learning in hard skill again? So, do you want me to explain the tech stack that is needed in machine learning? Just say yes or no in the chat. And meanwhile, I'll answer the second question. Do data science and AI require mostly the same skill? I would say AI requires little bit of more knowledge than data scientist. So let's say data science, for to become a data scientist, you need to have a basic understanding of statistics. You need to have a basic understanding of machine learning algorithms. There are few fundamental machine learning algorithms that you should know, that you should have a very thorough understanding of. And then on top of that, you if you want to move to AI, you need to have understanding of deep learning like TensorFlow, or PyTorch, like deep learning as in ANN, CNN, RNN. Basically, these are the things that you should know. And then nowadays, little bit of transfer learning model on top of that. So that is all to become a AI specialist, not only data scientist. So when you add the deep learning part on top of it, then you add the tag of AI. Till machine learning, it's data science. If you add the tag of deep learning, it's AI now. And I have started learning data science already. Currently doing my master's in data science. My target is what I need to stand out in the job market and get employed. As I said, um, I am not getting your name. I'm so sorry. But yeah, as I said, in order to be different than the crowd, I would say try to learn the whole project development life cycle. So you are already learning data science. You're doing masters in data science, so definitely you are doing a course on statistics. Definitely you are learning about algorithms, fine tuning it. That is the most important thing. That is 70%. But then what makes you different than the crowd is when you know the model that you have built, you know how to deploy it in the cloud, right? So that makes you a little bit different than I would say 90% of the crowd. So if you know that nowadays there are so many user friendly front ends that are there for data scientists. For example, I can build a front end app in 5 minutes using Streamlit or Chainlit. It's very user friendly, specially designed for data scientists. So you made your, let's say you, for example, let me give you an example. Let's say you have worked on house price prediction, right? That is the basic Boston data set we take when we learn regression model or any kind of data type analysis we are doing, right? So if you design the front end, how would that be? There will be a title, there'll be the field should be user input, and then finally the prediction should be displayed, right? So this kind of front end can be very easily built with the help of Streamlit. So try to do that instead of you waiting for the UI UX developer do it for you. Because nowadays there are tools that are user friendly, that are specifically data science friendly. Obviously, that is not production ready, but you know the entire flow, right? So you build the app, you can deploy the app, and that gives you the entire holistic picture of how to become little bit better, come on the top 10% rather than 90% of the crowd. Now, uh,
Yeah, so there is a question is there. So you use like LLM to sort out client. That question is like,
where is the question? Sorry.
yeah, the first question is like, so you use like LLM to sort out client requires queries, right? Like you build the chatbot.
Yes, I cannot see the question, but I can talk about what I did. I have been working on LLM projects almost more than a year now, and I need to deal with different types of clients. For example, recently LLM is not only for chatbot. LLM, for example, right now I'm working with HSBC client and they have their audit data, which is very confidential. And what auditors need to do is they need to fetch the FSLIs, which is basically income statement or balance sheet from the annual report, which is 800 pages long or 700 pages long. And then from that table, they need to extract few figures, right? And that is a very, very manual job. You need 2 or 3 auditors and CAs, they'll verify. And then you'll have to identify, you have few specific questions, and you need to check in the document, their document, whether that is following FCA protocols or blah blah blah. Even I'm not an auditor, I do not know the details of that. So they give us bunch of documents, very very huge document. They give us bunch of questions, and we need to make sure that answers are getting generated from only the documents, not from the open source. Like if you Google it, you'll get some answer, right? But they do not the companies do not want that answer. The companies want answer from the documents that they have shared, because that is tailored as per their requirement. So we need to build a RAG system for that, so that we can control that the answer is not coming from outside. Answer is only coming from the knowledge base that I am generating for them. And then there is ground truth, there is validation, lots of things. One more LLM project I worked with, again with audit client, is sometimes auditors need to tally, match the figures that the companies has given them versus the evidences that they have provided. Now the evidences can be in various format. It can be image, it can be PDF, it can be invoices, it can be bank statements. And for example, if you buy something from KFC, for example, you see the VAT amount, the total amount, the description, right? And let's say, me being a company, I'm saying I have spent 10,000 rupees for my employees lunch and learn session. So I need to give an evidence for that. I cannot just simply claim it, right? So in order to give that evidence, let's say I have given that invoice, the KFC invoice, to the auditor. Now the auditor will have to, now is there only one invoice? No, right? Throughout the financial year, there can be thousands or lakhs of invoices. Now imagine a human being, or 5 human beings sitting there tallying the numbers with the claims that have been made by the client, right? That is a tedious, very time consuming job. So with the help of LLM, multimodal LLM, what we did, we extracted the key fields that the auditors were looking for, and then we matched it with the sample sheet that we have. And then we did a comparative studies on how many fields the client are claiming that they have spent and that those are correct, versus how many that they are claiming but they haven't provided any evidence. So we need to do the audit. So now the entire picture have become narrower for the editor, and they can quickly do their job. So in order to help them do their job faster, so initially this particular thing used to take 10 days for one auditor or 10 auditor to do in one day, right? So once we built the solution, it took the same amount of work. It took one auditor one day to do the job. So it was a massive time saving. Is there any other question, or should I
Yeah,
move on?
yeah, I assigned you like two more questions.
Okay. There is a boom in data science, in as non-tech background people can also do, and they are coming. As I'm also non-tech background, so we can pursue this or not. It depends on, see, for non-tech background people, I would say, I'm not saying you cannot do it. You can do it. It can be a bit tricky. The path for you will be a little bit harder, because you need to learn Python. You definitely need to learn Python. You need to learn statistics, etc. If your background is in mathematics or physics, you can seamlessly come in data science, because even in abroad, if you come for masters, if you have done your BSc in physics or mathematics, they welcome you open arm. Okay, so if you are from that background, you don't need to worry at all, because you are at the top edge, I would say, rather than software engineers. Because machine learning, in order to understand that, you need to have a strong mathematics background. So you don't need to think whether you can join or not. You can definitely. But if you are coming from a completely non-technical domain where you do not have a strong understanding of mathematics and physics as well, and you do not have understanding of programming language as well, then obviously you can, but your path will be a little bit difficult. You'll have to put some extra effort. So if I'm putting 50% effort, you need to put, let's say, 80% effort. So it's the difference is that, but you can definitely do it. Okay, and what is the other question? Hi, I'm self-taught software engineer with 2 years of experience. Is it required to have formal degree to get a job in a broad market like Europe, US? Because I don't have any formal degree. No. The answer is yes and no both. So it depends on how soon you want to get it. In abroad, in India, I know it's not a trend yet that you need to have a master's degree, but here, if you open any, so how do you search for a job role? You open LinkedIn, you search it globally for data science lead, data science manager. You go to the job description and you'll see in the requirement they'll mention that um, you should have at least a master degree or a PhD degree, or sometimes it isn't good to have. So not necessarily have to have that, because I myself, I have one of my friend who is working in Citibank as a VP in data science, and she hasn't done her masters. So she has come directly from India to UK, and the process was lengthy. The interview process takes almost 6 to 7 months here in UK, US. The interview process is very slow. It's not like India, because here you know that human wherever there is human interaction, human labor, it's very very costly. So organizing those things are very time consuming. So let's say you have given one first round in this month, then after 1.5 months you'll have your second round or so. It's not very quick like India. So um yes, so uh if you want to quickly come to US, UK, or abroad, I would say doing a master's would be a good thing from a renowned university. If not, keep applying um, uh, through LinkedIn, through companies' career portal, and it will take some time, but you'll get the job. I'll talk about how to find jobs and etc. in abroad in details in my later slide. So I'll cover that up later.
Okay, so I think like people are having like more doubts. So I will do one thing, like I will send like one a link, calendar link. Okay. So whenever like you guys are free, you can fill it like, so our expert will connect with you. Okay. So I sent like in chat window. Okay. You can schedule like one-on-one session. So our expert will call you, and after that, like whatever the doubts, concerns like you have, data science, AI or Gen AI related, you can discuss.
Okay, so I'm moving back to slides again. Abhishek, is that okay?
Right, right. That's fine. After that, like we will take like after 50-20 minutes, another doubts like we will take.
Okay, so yeah, can you see my screen? Can you guys see my screen?
You guys can type like in chat window like yes or no.
Okay, I think they can. Okay, so I think we have covered this. Now, certificates and certifications and degrees to help. As I said, either you can do masters from renowned universities, right, or you can do good relevant certifications. Let's say there are Google data analytics professional certification, Microsoft Azure data science certification, AWS certification, advanced machine learning certificate. There are good certifications by Microsoft, Google, IBM. Those are renowned. You can do that. That will give you an extra push. But do you only need to concentrate on certifications? I would say no. If you have, let's say, 100 of certifications and you still do not have the required knowledge, then those certifications are of no use. So I wouldn't say just focus on certifications. um, it's good to have one or two certifications, but mainly focus on the knowledge base, not the certifications. And if you are doing certifications, then obviously master's degree itself has a value, PhD degree itself has a value. Um Certifications, one, maximum two, is more than enough. And I think Tutort Academy also provide Microsoft certifications on for um, I mean, if, obviously you'll have to sit for the exam, but it comes with the course. So it's a good opportunity if you are enrolling for Tutor's DABA, or let's say data science and AI. Just do the course properly, sit for the exam, and you'll get the certificate. Where for which you need to pay 3,000, 4,000 outside. This comes with the course, so that's a boost, I would say. You can utilize that. Now, building an international standard resume, this is very, very important, guys. I cannot emphasize on this enough, because there is a huge difference on how you structure your resume in India versus how you structure your resume for abroad, right? So what happens in India, if you are having 5 years or 7 years of experience, it's pretty normal that you're going to 3 pages of resume, and people think that the more they put on the resume, the better it is. But in UK or US or Germany, that is not the case. Here people prefer, if you are if you are having 8 to 9 years of experience, they expect you to fit everything in 1 page of resume. And if you are having more than that experience, then 2 page maximum, and more than 2 page is never ever accepted. So maximum you can go till 2 pages, right? So that is one of the major thing in when I'm talking about resumes. Now you can see on the left hand side there are few resume templates, right? uh, I have seen people when I take their interviews sometimes for my organizations, like where I'm working right now. I've seen different kinds of resume, like resumes with picture, very colorful background. That is really not needed for at least for UK and US and Germany. I would say that is not the structure that we are looking for, because think about it, when you apply for a role with the help of your resume, it's not the hiring manager sitting waiting for your resume and then a human is evaluating it. No, it's not that. It's first ATS. So ATS doesn't understand the pictures and the images that you have, and it won't give you score for your image or your pictures, right? It will give you scores because it will tally the resume's keyword with the job description's keyword, right? And then it will tally how much score your resume has got, right? And companies or ATS mostly focuses on measurable points, right? For example, I have a few examples in the next slide. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. So resume, this is one thing. Keep it simple, keep the points very imagine you are explaining your work to outsider. To keep your grammar should be correct. You are using one font in one bullet point, another font in other bullet point. Never ever do that. Use the same font, use the same structure throughout. uh, Maintain a chronology. When I talk about chronology, that is the year wise year improvement. So if you're starting from 2014, then 2014, 2015, 2016, something like that. Or if you're doing reverse chronology, which is very very acceptable in resume, that is the latest is on the top, then the least latest one. And when, do not jumble up your work experience with your education. Let's say I have a master's degree. So I have done that in the year 2021. So when I'm putting it in my resume, should I mix it up with my work experience? Because when I left India in 2019 end. So I was working there. Then I came here, did my master's, and then I joined PwC, right? So my chronology for work experience would be PwC, then Fossil, then L brands, something like that, right? I cannot include my masters in between my work experience just because I have done it after, just before joining PwC chronologically. I cannot do that because that is my educational experience I'm going to talk about, right? So my work experience first in a chronological manner, then my educational qualifications. I have done my masters, then I have done my BTech because masters is the most recent one, right? So something like that. Now, uh, obviously include relevant projects, internships, publications if you have done throughout your masters or your BTech. And one more very important thing, which is very, very popular in abroad, is your cover letter. And your cover letter is something that you need to curate as per the job descriptions given. So that means, in a nutshell, for each and every job you apply, your cover letter would be different because each and every job requires different technical skills, different soft skills. The company's goal is different, so your cover letter has to be tailored as per the the job descriptions that are there in the company's portal, right? So um, in abroad, if you are focusing abroad job, make sure you have your resume ready and you have few writings ready for your cover letter, but your cover letter will have to change for each job applications, right? You need to tailor it. So that is very important. Cover letter and resume, keep it simple. Don't have to put image, don't have to put graphs in your resume, don't have to put boxes in your resume that are not acceptable at all in abroad. Okay, so uh, let me show you one good bad example. So let's say someone has written a point, worked on machine learning models. Okay, let's say I have written this point, worked on machine learning models, and I have given bunch of names of machine learning model. Someone else have written the right hand side point in their resume, developed a predictive model for supply chain optimization, improving accuracy by 20%, leading to 1 million in cost savings. So as a human being, if you are investigating something, which one would be more believable to you? Obviously the right point, right? Because it has measurable action points. What are the measurable action points? That is 20%, 1 million. Now, will you come and talk to my stakeholders or management, business management people, whether it happened or not? Nobody is going to do that. But it's always good to put some measurable points in your resume so that it becomes more believable, right? Let's say I'm saying that I have organized upskilling session on Gen AI for my team, right? I can write this point in my resume. On the contrary, I can also write organized multiple upskilling session for a team of 15 plus and help them achieve their whatever level, from level 1 to level 3, something like that, right? So that is more believable because I'm giving numbers that I have organized upskilling session for 15 people, for 20 people, something like that. Now, one more important resume point: improve business process with data insights and regression model. I can write like that, or I can write use regression analysis to identify factors affecting product returns, reducing return rates by 18%. That means if somebody reduce the return rates, that means sale is going up, right? So saving $200,000 annually. So that is how, these are few examples. What I'm trying to say is, in your resume, the project points that you are mentioning, mention in a measurable way, mention in an actionable way, use the right keyword, how would I say? Um, Give me 1 second. Let me search few keywords for you. Yes. Few resume crafting keywords are like Example, starting point should be designed, developed, implemented, led, etc. Quantifying results, like as I said here, 18%, $200,000, etc. Be very specific when you're talking about tools or business outcome. And I would say when you are writing your project points, do not just talk about I have developed this, that, this, that. Okay, you have developed that. What was the impact, right? Here, the impact is saving $200,000. That is the impact. The impact is saving 1 million cost, right? So that is the impact. So when you are mentioning a project, you just didn't do the project, right? You did the project because the project had some impact or the project has some impact. So you need to mention that impact in a nutshell. So I would say do this instead of the left hand side from the resume points. Okay. Now, is there any question, Abhishek?
Yeah, I assigned you like few questions.
Should I move back to that? Let me take few questions now.
Right.
How good master's degree from India? Very, very good. Definitely very good. India's, I don't know if you know, NPTEL offers master's degree, which is very, very less costly, I would say. Well renowned teachers are teaching there. So you can do that. IIT Kanpur, IIT Kharagpur, they do provide master's degree, masterclass in data science and AI. Even I, at some point, I was thinking to take that course as well, but then later on, I thought of coming to UK, and I was lucky enough. I got an opportunity in one of the universities, and I joined here. But yes, you can do master's degree from India. Definitely, it's worth. There are so many renowned institute which is offering master's degree now. But don't do master's degree from. I'm not demeaning upgrad, but don't do master's degree from upgrad and say you have done a master's degree from master's degree in data science. That's not a real master's degree. So if you want to do a master's degree, do it with in collaboration with IIT Kanpur, Kharagpur, NPTEL. Those are good, I'd say. Um, I'm a master's in data science, needs some company to apply for work for from jobs. I didn't get the question, Sushant. Sorry. How good the master's degree? Okay. Mm, because currently, second guys. Okay. Okay. And again, on the upgrade part, I mean, if you want to do, you are free to do that. That's not something I'm forbidding you to do. Do it, but there are other opportunities as well, which is less costly and more effective, I would say. So if I were at your place, I would have done it from maybe in collaboration with IIT Kanpur, Kharagpur. That is the logo matters, right? Is there any other question, Abhishek? Because I can see a lot of questions, but
Right, right. Many questions are there. One second, I will assign you. Work from home, day and robotics combination.
yeah, work from home jobs, remote jobs. I think for job portal, I mean, if you want remote jobs for to do with in US, UK, or Germany, Canada, the place that you can think of is Indeed, and in the remote section, you'll get a lot of job opportunities, but mm, it takes time, guys. In India, see, I am also coming from India, so I also had that similar mindset that recruiter will reach out to me, right? Because when I was in India and I was looking for a switch, I used to get, I don't know, I used to get at least 30 calls a day from Naukri. Okay. And they're that proactive. In India, the recruitment agency, the recruitment team is very proactive. But when it comes to abroad, it's a bit slow and they won't reach out to you. You will have to reach out to them. So at least you'll have to apply for, at least I would say, 20 jobs, and then you'll hear back from one job. So that is the ratio. But in India, if you apply for 20 jobs, at least you'll hear back from them. At least 18 out of 20 will reach out to you, be it no or yes, but they'll reach out to you, right? In abroad, it's a bit different. So you'll have to be very consistent. You cannot lose hope. It's very easy to lose hope when you are applying for a broad job, because they are very, the process is very slow, and we are coming from Indian mindset. We know that within 2 days recruiter reaches out to you, then within 1 week the first round will be organized, then within 2 days you'll get your answer and you'll sit for the second round. Within 1 month you're done. Here, within 1 month, only first round is done. Sometimes only screening is done in first month. So it's the time duration is very very long here. So you'll have to be very patient about with the job application. You'll have to be very consistent with the job application. Keep applying, and you'll hear back. And there are few recruiting agencies that you can Google about. You can register your name, your resumes over there, and they'll reach out to you. But one very important point: do not, because when you register for different recruiting agencies, you know, like nowadays scam calls and everything is going on. If somebody is asking money for you from you, I would say think twice before paying that money, because mostly recruiters do not ask for money, because they get money from companies if your profile is shortlisted or if you clear the interview. So do not just fall in the trap. Be very very cautious. It's hard earned money. If some recruiting agency is saying that give me $50 and I'll arrange a call with L&T or something, don't fall in that trap. Just think twice before paying the money. Okay, so that is one advice I should give you. um, is there any other question?
I assigned you like 5, 6 more. You can chat like in Q&A session, Q&A that uh, you can click here and you can see.
How do I see that? Sorry. Okay. What should be a person in India having 30 LPA package with 4 years of experience expect salary outside India? It depends which market you're targeting. In I can talk about UK. So in UK, with 5 to 7 years of experience, people are getting on an average mm, 60 to 70,000 pound um, salary annually. But if salary is the only thing, I think 30 LPA is good in India. But if you want a better work-life balance, you want to mingle with multicultural people. Here, even the in my team, I have few university joiners. Like they're doing internship, so even they have their power to speak and to suggest ideas. So that is the culture here. So if you're up for that kind of culture, if you want to be in that kind of environment, I would say yes, you should focus abroad. uh, is it possible to transition to data science manager in the UK, and embedded engineering manager? Yes, it is possible, because embedded engineering manager, I think it needs to deal with embedding system. I think you already are familiar with C, C++, or something, some language. So you already know the programming bit. So it is easy for you to make a transition from embedded engineering manager to data science manager, or at least lead in UK. So what happens in UK or US? You are manager in India, you cannot be a manager in UK or US. They give you two designation lower, because in nothing to undermine, but the culture they follow here is, the managers in India are very technically sharp, but sometimes they often lack the the confidence and the soft skills again. So they focus a lot on soft skills. They focus on a lot of how you manage your team. Like, not only here, you cannot ping me after 5:30 once my job is done, even if there is a very burning situation. So properly set up a call, do this, do that. So if you are ready for that or not. In India, we work in a slightly different mindset, like a little bit light mindset, I would say. Like, we can call our colleagues and all. So in order to adapt you to this environment, they put you a little bit of lower designation sometimes. But if you are already having those qualities, I don't see any difference that you cannot be a manager. But mostly it happens that people go in a lower rank, then they become manager here. That is the normal case study. Okay. So currently I started learning data science, but I am confused. Like, is it interesting or not? Because people say it's more like using Excel and other tools, etc. So can you provide for whom the data science career is suitable for? Is it useful for startups? First of all, yes, it is useful for startups. And I know it is confusing. Sometimes it's not like using Excel. Uh, I would say what you can do in data science is, you can do a lot of things in data science. I cannot just list one thing. You can do forecasting, you can do classification, lots of things. Like, for example, you go to purchase things from Amazon website. You buy one product, you see three products in recommendation, and all three are relevant. How do you do that? So there is a data science algorithm behind it, right? When the bank is dealing with your fraud transactions, and initially bank used to take a lot of time. Now banks take a very minimal amount of time, and they block the fraud transaction very, I mean, instantly, I would say, right? So how do they do that? Because of the data science algorithm, the anomaly detection. There is a development in anomaly detection section. And this is why these things are much faster. Then let's say you are watching Netflix, and you see a lot of recommendation from Netflix itself, because let's say I like watching thriller movies, so my feed is full of thriller movies. Somebody started watching anime, so a lot of good animes suggestion will come up in the screen, right? So that is more of customer segmentation, customer behavioral analysis, something like that. Then sometimes you get a lot of personalized emails from in India, from Mintra, from I don't know what else platforms are there, from this Zomato, etc. So how do you do that? Based on your previous purchase, right? It's not simple. So they're doing, that is why there is a boom. The sale, each and every industry is utilizing data science, because data science is helping them to acquire more customer. If it is customer centric, data science is helping the companies to solve the problem quickly. I'm not saying they're replacing human resource. They're trying to solve the problem quickly and giving you a resolution. If you're working on, let's say, trading algorithms or something like that, so you see a forecasting, like, right, like gold price will go up or down in next 5 days or so. So that is a forecasting model. That is something they use at the back end. So that is what data science is. I hope I answered your question, and I could your interest little bit. Scope for fresh master's graduate having 1 year of experience in UK. Any tips? Yes. I think you can apply for the freshers program in any. If you are from India, I would say mainly focus banks and big fours. Banks and big fours, they provide sponsorship very easily. Not all. So target those companies in their freshers program. connect in LinkedIn to people. Like for example, reach out to me, check in the career portal of PwC if there is any job opening which aligns to your experience. Reach out to me, ask me to refer you in that role. I'll help you out. Similarly, do it for Deloitte, EY companies, because these companies easily gives you sponsorship because they have a global employee base. That's why. How about doing AI robotics combination for masters? If yes, any suggestions for universities? So it depends on which country you are aiming for. AI and robotics are obviously at the top right now because all the self-driven cars, automated robots, etc., etc. Robotics is the future, guys. So if you are doing AI with robotics masters, do it from any renowned university. It's fine. Any company in any global ranking of universities, and that is like not a fraud. That is a real ranking. So you can choose as per the rank, and you can also choose like last year how much cutoff they went till, like GRE score or IELTS score. What is the minimum requirement for that, and prepare your that one pager. Um, what SOP and LOR, prepare that and apply for it. LOR is letter of recommendation. SOP is something you talk about yourself. Like here, people are more interested in why do you want to masters in data? Do you want to have a masters in data science domain? So you need to talk about your interest, how you built the interest, right? So they can understand and they really go through that. So you need to write a proper SOP as per your interest. How did it grow and why do you want to do that now, etc. Okay, I can again go back to slides. I'll come back to the questions after some time. Okay.
Yeah, there will be one question is there, like actually like he or she is asking like many times. I have started learning data science already, currently doing masters in data science. My target is what I need to stand out in the job market and get employed.
Sorry, can you repeat the question again,
Okay,
Abhishek?
so he or she is saying like I am already started learning like data science,
Mm-hmm.
currently doing my masters in data science.
Mm-hmm.
My target is what I need to stand out in the job market and get employed.
I think I have already answered the question. In order to stand out in the market, as I said, if you are already doing data science, you are doing the course on statistics, machine learning, and deep learning, I'm assuming. For large language model, LLMs, there are multiple resources available. I think one of the best resources are from deeplearning.ai courses. Andrew Ng provide all wonderful courses. Just register there and you will learn the basic knowledge of LLM based models. If you want to keep yourself a little bit top than the rest of the crowd, and then as I said, you need to have a holistic understanding. So learn how to deploy a model. That is very, very important. Data scientists mostly lack that knowledge. So you need to have a holistic understanding of how to deploy a model as well. I'm not talking about scalability. I'm just talking about deployment. If you learn deployment, you build a basic front end with Streamlit or Chainlit, any easy peasy front end language, and learn how to deploy it. I think that will help you a lot. Okay, so I was with bad resume, good resume examples. Let me move on and let me talk about a little bit of visa immigration process. So I'm not going to talk in details about it because there is a huge, I mean, you need to go through this. This topic is very, very huge. First, you need to pick a country, then you search for the visa requirement, the paperwork, etc., etc. And if it is very difficult for you to get a job in abroad, let's say UK, US, Germany, the best and easiest way to get to those countries are through master's program. So the university in UK master's program is for 1 year. In Germany, I think it's for 2 year. In US as well, it's for 2 year. And after that master's program, they allow you to stay in that country for in UK it's 2 years, and in US I think it's 3 years, and it's a 3 years time. You can search for jobs, and you can then convert that into your visa sponsored job. So normally you do not get the sponsor. I mean, if you're very lucky, you'll get that, but you do not get a sponsored job the moment you finish your masters. But once you join a company, if they like you, they most probably convert your student visa into a work visa. So for US it's H1B visa, L1 visa. There is one more visa called O1, which is equivalent to UK's this global talent visa. So in UK and in Germany, and in I think in UK and in Canada and in Australia, there is this global talent visa, which is a special category visa, which allows you to work in these countries. But there are certain rules, like if you have, let's say, 7 years of experience or more, and if you have worked in a product based company, then you are more likely to get global talent visa. And if you have some recommendation from good institute, let's say you have done your masters from Pune University or some other university, and the HOD or someone is giving you a letter of recommendation, that gives you a boost. So in order to follow this path, you need to talk to a solicitor, and they will properly guide you. I'm not the right person to guide you through the entire process, but I'm just talking about the visas that are available and that can help you to acquire a job in UK or in US or in Canada or Germany, etc. So in Australia, temporary skill shortage visa. In UK, we call it tier 2 visa, which is not global talent visa, but which is a skilled worker visa, which allows you to work here for companies. And if you are under tier 2 visa for 5 years, you can convert it into ILR, which is indefinite leave to remain. So you can live in UK for a longer period of time, and then you can get your British passport if you want. If you don't want, don't get it. You just keep the ILR, and you need to stay here. You cannot go out of this country for more than 6 months. So that's the only rule. So that is the skilled worker visa in UK, and there is one more visa called global talent visa, which is there in Canada, which is there in Germany and Australia as well. So if you fall under this category, like 7 years of experience, you have got a few letter of recommendations and etc. Your company's, let's say, CEO or a high designated, let's say in PwC, if a partner recommends you, so those are an added boost. And then the rest all solicitor will tell you, like, you'll have to be a little bit active in LinkedIn, show that you have an impact on the community, and that will help you to acquire that global talent visa. And within 3 years you'll get ILR in UK. And for Australia and Germany, I think the year differs, but yeah, it's the way you can do it. Okay, so I'm not investing a lot of time in the visa processing and all. It's for your own benefit. Later on you can just search in Google, like how it helps you, how to acquire that, etc. Okay, so I'm just moving on to next topic, which is very, very important, that is preparing for interviews. Now, most of us, I would say 70% of us, have this mindset that we prepare, and we prepare, and we never feel confident enough that we now should sit for an interview because we feel we are not prepared enough. So let me tell you one thing: you are never 100% prepared. You can never be 100% prepared, because in your mind you think, I can do this as well, I can do that as well. So there is no limit, right? There is no limit in learning. A person who has 20 plus years of experience, even he or she has a learning curve. I have a learning curve. A fresher has his or her own learning curve, right? So there is no limit in learning, but that shouldn't hold you back from applying to companies and sit for interview, because even if you cannot make crack that interview, you have got the interview experience, and you can then leverage that interview experience to your next interview experience. So if your first few interviews are failure, don't consider those interviews as failure. Those can be the success to the fifth interview, right? And if you do not sit for it, you won't understand what are the current trending questions going on in the market. Let's say you are targeting UK companies, right? So if you do not sit for an interview, if it is very tedious, sometimes UK companies interview are very tedious. It's not very difficult, but it's very tedious. Like they'll give you a case study, and that will be quite complicated. You'll have to invest a lot of time in order to solve that case study. Then you'll have to prepare a presentation on top of it. Then they'll ask few technical relevant questions related to that case study, and etc. Then you'll have another case study on business knowledge, etc., etc. So it's very time consuming, and sometimes out of fear people step out of it, and that is where they make mistakes. So I would say, sit for interview. Even if you are half prepared, you feel you are half prepared, because you never know what questions they're going to ask. Maybe the questions will come from the half prepared section, right? Then you'll get the job. So gather the questions, understand how the interview process is going on, the country you are targeting in, and I mean, acquire all the questions. Uh, try to practice, try to answer those questions after your interview is done, maybe in front of mirror, like to see yourself, like how you sounded when you answered the question. And if you were an interviewer, would you select yourself? So that is a self marking, I would say you should go for, and see whether you will select yourself or not. And that will that will help you a lot to prepare you for the interviews. And do not only prepare for technical rounds. As I said, in abroad, soft skills are very, very important. Do prepare for non-technical rounds as well. For example, how do you resolve a conflict in your previous organizations, or as a team lead, if you are applying for a team lead, as a team lead, how do you manage resources when they had their personal goal to achieve versus you had your time deadline, they are going for vacation, how are you going to manage it, right? So there's no right or wrong answer. The main key is how confident you are, right? So let's say, if I start how I solved my conflict. Let's say I started to talk about, okay, I started a lot of conflicts, there was a conflict here and there, something like that, and somebody else is starting the answer with, in 7 years of experience working in Big Four, it's a part of my job, solving conflict. So that entire sentence can make a difference, right? So it's always how you answer the question. There is no right or wrong answer in behavioral question. It's the way you answer the question, right? So these are few tips, and just I'm going to talk about. That's it. So prepare for technical rounds, definitely, but prepare for the soft skills as well if you are specially targeting abroad. Okay, and you can practice coding from Lead Code, from HackerRank. You can prepare mock interviews with, as Abhishek said, there are multiple portals. From there you can go for mock interviews, or if you're joining the course, there is mock interview sessions, I guess, so you can get that as well. Okay, so moving on. uh, Adapting to global work culture. So as I said, cultural tips. Here, it's very unprofessional to be late. We have a tendency to be late. So here it's very unprofessional to be late. Here, if you have found out a problem in a project, just shout about it in the beginning so that it doesn't hamper your deadline. Here, people do not push a lot on your like when you're coming to office, when you're going out from the office, whether you are taking 1 hour lunch break or half an hour lunch break or 2 hours lunch break, doesn't never matters. But what matters is you have a deadline after 2 days, and the deadline was set by you itself. And then that day when your deliverable is about to, you need to hand over your deliverables, you are saying that you have found out the problem. That is not acceptable here. So that is the kind of work culture here. When I first joined in PwC, I used to make this mistake. I used to quickly call in Teams and check out whether this or that, blah blah. But that is not the process. The process is you to set a call, even if it is with your colleague. Let's say 15 minutes of catch up or something. So that is, yeah. So you need to adapt to this culture in order to, right? And challenges, yes, language barrier is a challenge, but I think most of the Indians are really good with English, because when I'm staying here in UK, I have seen people from European countries, especially. They struggle a lot with English. Our English is much better, so you do not have to be very scared of, okay, my pronunciation is correct or wrong. It's just a mode of language. Just be confident. That is the main key. English, we have good English, so you don't need to worry too much about it. And work life balance expectation, I think in US work life balance is not that great, because the work culture is mostly similar to India. But I think in European country and in UK, the work life balance is very important, and they very most care to that. So if you are someone who wants a good work life balance, I would say focus more on European countries or UK. If you are very career driven and like you want to earn a lot of money, I think US, Canada is better. Okay. Now networking and applying effectively. So as I said, if you want to apply for jobs globally, uh, unfortunately, Naukri is not there. Naukri is good for Indian job market. If you are trying to apply in abroad, the job markets are mainly, I search the job in LinkedIn, and then I go to company's portal and apply it. I do apply it with cover letter, as I said earlier. This is very, very important. Do apply your job with cover letter. Curate your cover letter as per the job description of the company you are applying. That make a lot of I mean, that gives you an extra boost. And another job portal is Indeed, where you can globally search what are the, and few of the people were asking about remote jobs. So here there is a section called remote job, and you can just filter on top of it, and you can search what are the remote jobs available based in UK, but you can work from India, something like that. These kind of jobs are available here in Indeed. And Glassdoor, Stack Overflow, they have their own job portals as well, job opening portals as well. So you can apply through these job portals. Also, one more point to add: when you are building your resume, try to mention your LinkedIn profile and your GitHub profile if you have one. If you don't have one, I highly recommend to create one. Put your basic projects in there. Doesn't matter whether your code is messy, whether you have refactored the code properly or not. At least you have a GitHub, you are familiar with GitHub, and that is important. And if you put that link in your resume, that will make a difference. As somebody was asking, like, how can I keep myself out of the crowd? So this is one of the thing that you can do. Most of the people, they put their LinkedIn profile, but they do not put their GitHub
Hey.
profile. As a technical person,
हाँ
sorry,
नहीं चल रही.
is somebody saying something?
No, you can continue. Actually, my mic is on, not on mute.
Okay, so so put your Kaggle projects there, put your GitHub link in there, right? So that is how you can do it. And yeah, that's it. I think that's more than what you can do in order to acquire job. You need to be very patient, as I said earlier. Here, the job process is not as quick as it is in India. You need to be very patient. It takes time. It takes One of my colleague came from India as well to UK PwC, and for her, it took the entire interview process was of 3 rounds, and you won't believe it took 9 months to clear those 3 rounds, and then to process, because they'll process your visa and everything. In order to do that, it took another 3 to 4 months. So it's 1 year journey. It was 1 year journey, and it's more or less same for other people as well, those whom I know personally. So it takes time. You need to be very patient. I won't recommend that you leave your job and you start applying for this. Never do that. Keep your job with you, start applying, give interviews. If you get rejected, don't get demotivated. Take the points that you felt you made mistakes, and next time try not to make the similar mistake, right? Make new mistakes, not similar mistake. Okay, so I think that's all, and I'm open for questions now.
But this one. Uh, uh, After like there are like few questions like students ask. So
Mhm.
I will do one thing like I will assign you like those questions. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
you can check like I assigned you like few questions.
Okay. What would be the starting salary as a data analyst after this course without any masters? Um, I cannot
चलिए हो
comment
जाए फिर
on.
करता हूँ घर पे ही होगा.
Uh,
चलो सब.
Abhishek, can you mute it, please? Okay. So your starting salary, I do not know how many years of experience you have. It depends on how many years of experience you have, and then how well you have cleared the interview. Sometimes it also depends on your negotiation skills. In India, I'm not very sure right now what the market trend is going on, but in UK, I think the freshers can earn up to around 30,000 pound, which is a little bit around 35 lakhs, as a data analyst, in UK. I'm not sure the current market in India right now. I hope that answers your question. I have a few years of experience in data science. I need your help in interview preparation. Is there any course for that? Interview preparation, I would say the best course is apply and sit for interview, and that is your interview preparation. Your mock interview is good, but your real interview experience can never can replace, nothing can replace that, right? So apply for whatever jobs you have, you can think of. If you are planning to apply for abroad, why not just apply few jobs in India and see if you are getting the interview call, and just give the interview, see how prepared you are, right? So I think that is the best interview experience, the real interview experience. So sit for as many interviews as you can, and that will mold you for the final round, for the right interview that you're looking for. Okay. How can I get to know which course is good for me? Can experts, I think, yeah, Abhishek already mentioned experts can help. Um, is there any other question? Stone. Okay. There any other question? What is the course fee? I think again Abhishek can answer that question. Um,
Someone is asking like can we learn like data science and AI together?
yeah, definitely you can learn data science and AI together, but not simultaneously, one after other. So you learn data science first, understand, acquire the knowledge. Once you get that, that will help you to understand AI properly. So first data science, then AI, not simultaneous, not parallelly, one after other.
Right. Yeah. And someone is asking like can I apply for jobs abroad as a fresher?
Definitely you can. You can. The process is the same. Apply, go to the career page, check any opportunities within 1 years or 0 to 1 years. There is a fresher scheme as well in some companies. Go and see that and apply, start applying, and increase your network. Reach out to the recruiters team. Like there are multiple recruiters, you can Google about it, about them for the specific countries you are targeting, and register in their portal. Update your resume first, make a right resume, update it in that portal, and maybe they'll reach out to you through email. So yes, one more point to add here. So normally in India, recruiters reach out to you via call, and if you are applying for abroad, recruiters would reach out to you via email. So you'll have to be very, very consistent about checking in your email. I have a bad habit of leaving it like that. So recruiters normally reach out to you through email. So yeah.
And what would be the starting salary as a data analyst after this course without any masters?
I think I have answered that question.
Okay, okay. I really want to experience multicultural environment, which is the best country to target data science jobs. Which is the best country to target data science jobs in terms of money and culture?
uh, ma- Culture as in what type of culture? Is it work life balance? As I said, if you are targeting work life balance, I don't think US or Dubai is the right place. I mean, because they have similar work culture as India. So if you want to come out of that similar work culture where you're not working 9 hours or 10 hours a day, then I think Europe and UK is the best place for you. They have decent salary, they have good work life balance. If you are someone who doesn't care about, I mean, I know few people who can work a lot. So if that is the case, then I think US or Dubai is the place for you. Dubai is really good for now for job market, if you're, and it's very close to India as well. Um, okay, and yeah, uh, so you can target Dubai, tax-free income, lot of money you can save. But again, the work culture is same as India, so very tedious working hours. The boss will call you after 9, after 10. If you are happy with that, you can go for it. And if not, if you need a peaceful life, like work is work, after that you have your personal life, Europe and UK is the place for you.
Okay, and salary wise, like whatever the people are getting like in USA, same salary like in UK also.
uh, UK's currency is stronger, so not same, but
Okay.
if you convert it, it'll be almost similar. The same experience range, but better work culture. And in the best salary right now is uh, I think in Dubai, because you don't have to pay a single penny on tax.
Right,
So
right.
that's why. In UK as well, it's like India, 40% on tax, but we get free medicals. So doctors are free. So that is the benefit, and maybe the Britishers, they get more benefit than just free doctors. We get just free doctors. So yeah.
Okay, okay, fine. Fine, yeah. So Roman, like I think like you got your both the answers right, money wise and culture wise. People are asking like, is there any way to reach out to you, ma'am? So can I give like your LinkedIn?
Yeah, yeah,
Are you
sure.
okay with that?
Share my LinkedIn profile. I might not be, I mean, I might miss few of your text, but do message me again if you have already and I haven't seen, because there are lots of messages in inbox. And if you have any specific question, just instead of saying hi, ask your question, I'll answer it. Normally, I do not reply because the lots of highs are there. So if you have any specific questions, do ask me the question, and if I know the answer, I'll definitely help you out. And if you need any job referral or anything, just prepare your resume, check PwC UK career portal, and give me the job ID that you think is suitable for you, and I'll refer you there. Okay.
Okay, so all of you, like I sent that free profile like in chat window. Okay, if you wish to connect, you can do that. Okay, and if you have any doubt, like you can ask to Afrin. And sometimes like he's might be busy, so you can schedule like one-on-one session. So or we will also help you in that. Okay, Any other concerns? Anyone? Because like it's around like 2 hours like we are completing. One question, like one someone is asking, Madhav is asking, what your friend name is like Karthik, right? So which course is college is best like in Germany for doing like masters in data science?
Let me share Karthik's profile with you. You can reach out to him. In Germany, most of the colleges are good because those are world class colleges. So, I mean, if they accepts you, I think, and that is free first of all. So, all the colleges are good. I didn't do a thorough research on the colleges in Germany, but I think when I was applying for UK, I did few research, and most of the colleges, universities over there are really really good, and they do not charge a lot of money. The only thing is that I think you need to have a basic level of German knowledge or something, so
College, right?
that you can learn later. This is Karthik's profile, who is my friend. He joined here, but I don't know whether he's still with us or not. But you can connect with him, just increase your network. Yeah,
So where like you sent?
in the Q&A.
Okay, got it. Yeah, so ask your doubt. We will wait like 1 more minute. After that, like we will wind up that session. And apart from that, like that everyone got that, everyone will get the certificate. Okay, we have your mail ID, our mail like you will get, and recordings. You will also get our mail also within 7 days. Okay, don't think like 1 day or 2 day like you will get. It will take like 4 or 5 days. So till next Friday, you got your certificate. You got the batch recording. Okay, over your mail ID itself. And next week also like we have another master class. Okay, so that update like you will also get over mail. It's fine. And two more questions like people that Aryan is asking, do you use like one page CV? What are the sections like in your CV?
Yeah, so I use one page CV. My sections are my profile summary. First, my name. One more point to add here is my name, my address. Now, my address is not the entire address, my house address, my flat number, my street name, not required. London, UK is the address. And then my LinkedIn profile, my GitHub profile. And then I have my profile summary. Then I have my work experience. I have highlighted few projects. Then I have my work experience. My CV is plain vanilla black and white CV. And then my project details, the way I described you with measurable, actionable points. And after that, I have my educational degrees and a few modules that I did, just one liner, a few modules, few important modules, not all. And then my tech skills and my certifications that I have done so far. Yeah.
Okay, hope like you got your answer, Aryan, right? And one girl, I think like Akanksha Bharadwaj is there. I am like economics graduate. Can I go for data scientist position?
Yes, I think you can. Because if I'm not mistaken, you have the background of little bit of mathematics and statistics, right? So if you have that, I think you can go for it. And economist in the data science domain is a very good combination for UK market, because UK is the financial hub in the world. So if you combine these two together, I think UK is a very good market for you.
Yeah, any other doubt like anyone is having? How should I tell the company that I'm requiring a sponsorship picture? Whenever I try to approach the company, they will tell me that I won't be able to provide business sponsorship.
Okay, so for this, to answer this question, When you apply for any abroad companies, there will be a section of whether you will need a sponsorship or not. So you'll have to say yes. Um, you if you mention yes, and then they'll if your profile is selected, then they'll reach out to you, and then you mention that I'm in India right now, I'm an Indian citizen, so I would be needing sponsorship. So if you are willing to do that, then you sit for the interview. Okay, so and if you need sponsorship, as I said, target big companies, because mid-sized companies or startup level companies, they are more reluctant on giving sponsorship, but big companies, they do provide sponsorship very easily, because they have their designated team for that, and it's very easy for them to give you sponsor, because sponsorship is not something which any companies can give, because in UK, and it's the same in US as well. If you are sponsoring someone from outside of the country, then you need to answer the government why you are hiring a talent from outside. Are you not able to find the talent in UK itself, right? So why you are bringing people from outside where there are people who are not having job in UK itself, right? So go local, go vocal is everywhere. So yeah, so you need to uh, fill in the form, and there'll be a section that you need sponsorship, and you talk about it. And still, if they're happy with that, they'll proceed with the interview, and if you can clear it, they'll do the sponsorship. That's not a problem.
Yeah, one question like after BTech is master's good or MSc?
After BTech, masters is masters in science or masters in arts, right? So masters is MSc, I think. If you have done BTech, you'll do masters in science, which is MSc. So I did not get the answer. Do you want to ask whether masters is good or MBA is good, or what was the question?
Yeah, Jad, like you can type again, like it's not like it's an
MSc is
incomplete question.
MSc is masters in science. So MSc is masters. So I think his question is whether MSc is good or MBA is good. That depends on what type of profile you want to be in. Right? For example, I wanted to be in technical domain, so I did my masters in science, data science and AI. But few of my friends, they wanted to become more on managerial, people management, etc., etc. So they did their MBA course. So it depends on what type of role you aspire to be in.
Should go for masters or job after BTech?
Should go for masters or job after BTech? I would say again that is another personal choice. There's no right or wrong answer. I've seen people who has done just BTech and doing wonders in the job. But I would say there is always mm, better edge, or I would say there is always a need for masters. If you down the line after 10 years, I think people would make it mandatory or something. That's what I believe. My assumption can be wrong as well, but because nowadays, even I mean, mostly in UK, I have seen people are asking for relevant master's degree. So if you need to do it after 2 years of job, because you have got the professional experience as well. Now you're doing masters, and you can land a good job after that.
Okay, so Jad, he's confused that time. So he's asking like I was asking like MSc or MTech. I think like
MS,
in US or UK, like it's MS, right?
yes, it is MS. US or UK, we call it MS. That MS is MTech in
Right.
India. So both are same. If you want to do MTech, do it from India, do it from a renowned university. If you do it after 2 years of job experience, I think that is ideal. I should have done it a little bit earlier, because 5 years of job experience, and after that, there is no right or wrong answer to that. But But I think 2 years job experience, then doing masters would land you in a better position, in a very faster pace. That's what I believe.
He's asking like which is good, like MSc or MTech, right? MSc or MS.
MSc is MS, Zayed. MSc
Okay.
is, uh, ma- few people call it MS, few people call it MSc. So MSc and MS are both similar when it comes to abroad. It's Master in Science. It stands for Masters in Science. Few people call it MS, few people call it MSc. Now, it takes a lot of money, first of all. So if you want to do MSc in abroad, it's, I can talk about the fees. It depends. If you are going for top 100 universities in the world, in UK it will range around 35 to 40 lakhs, right? And in US it's more costly. Plus you have your this thing, your 1 year homestay, other expenses. But people do part-time job here, which is good for homestay and your personal expenses, but tuition fee is not covered with that part-time job, right? So if you have that much budget, I think you can target good universities. But if you are a little bit short in budget but you want to have master's degree from a good university, you have good this educational academic career, let's say you have got a 90% throughout or something like that, then I would say you can do it from Germany instead, which is almost free of cost, very minimal money, and renowned university, world class university. The only thing is basic German class you need to go for. If you can do that, I think you can go for Germany university.
Okay, and one last question is like that Omkar is asking, what should we do, MS or MBA for becoming like product manager?
Product manager, MBA.
Okay, I think like most of the doubts are solved. Okay, so if anyone is having like any doubts, you can schedule like that counseling session. Okay, it's already like we have like more than 2 hours. So hope like you enjoy the session. Okay, in chat like you can type like yes or no. Okay, you guys enjoy the session.
As always, there is awkward silence for some time, and then people maybe will, yeah, people liked it. I have seen
Yeah,
some
only two
claps.
people like it.
Hmm. Maybe we couldn't conduct it properly, or maybe they are shy, whatever. But yeah. Yeah, do respond in the chat, guys, if you liked it, because it will help us to conduct similar webinars again in future. You can give us feedback what you like the most, what you didn't like the most, and we can tailor the webinar as per the requirement, right?
Hmm. Yeah, that's fine. Like we got like good results. Like 90% people like the session.
Yeah, cool, cool. Okay. Okay, then I'm dropping off. Bye. Thank you
Sure, sure.
everyone for joining.